Bastards. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday. I am Dirk. I am your host. It is your show. This is the Bashers, Dirk Weekdays. It's your show. I just hosted. How are you all today? Who's in the room? Who was number one today? Dave Fahrenheit 451. He upvoted number one. Yes. Thank you so much for the upvotes yesterday. Really, really good show yesterday. But the funny thing was the second I started getting really nerdy and talking about watches, I started losing viewers, and it was really crazy. I was thinking about that all night. I was like, okay, so I know we started out from a watch channel, came over here, started the Dirk Weekdays thing, and it became the kind of show for us all, the show about you, me, and everything in between. And I love that. And I do feature watches in between. I'm wearing my Weekender. Thank you, Melly C. I love this as it's my go-to summer watch. It's so light, and it doesn't even feel like I have anything on. And I'm crazy about the Indiglo thing. Fantastic. But it was really interesting how we had, like, I don't know, 15 or 20 people bolted the second I started talking about movements. So, Dirk, find your lane. I guess my lane is you, me, and everything in between, and I kind of love that. It's fun coming from the watch community and how we've morphed into our own little gang, and I think that's pretty great. We have so many other things to talk about. Yeah, we'll still talk about watches from time to time, but I was like, all right, so now a message received. I totally get it. Ray's here, and he says, I did nothing today. Well, sometimes it's great for your soul to do nothing. Sometimes if you just wind up in your undies or your pajamas all day long, and then you look at the clock and it's 5 or 6, and you go, what did I do today? You know what you did? You did something for this. You did something for your mental health. Having a day with no appointments or no schedule is a pretty wonderful thing to achieve. Sure, we want to do stuff. Sure, we want to better ourselves. Sure, we want to do things for other people. And that's great. I mean, I kind of wish there was a day that I didn't have at least something to do. That hasn't happened in a while, but man, good for you, and I'm glad. And you're in the most beautiful place in the world to do that. Vasilios P, good evening, all. Good evening to you from beautiful Greece, and thank you for your beautiful pictures yesterday. Absolutely incredible. And hey, Dean, what did you think? Because you're the horticulture madman. What is up, Bashers? What is up with you, Dean? He had some pretty good stuff. I was rather impressed. I did ask Vasilios, though, because I know Dean is the guy that plants those from seed and takes care of them and stuff. And I think I've mentioned that I have a very good friend that is a master horticulturist, and he does all the Upper West Side richy people, and occasionally Paul assists him on some jobs, and these beautiful terraces overlooking Central Park, and these people who have nothing to do but spend their money on stuff. And that's nice too, if you can get there, if that's your thing. And some people it's not, and that's great. Melly C, hey, got it on. Good day, Dirk, and all the Bashers. Happy Wednesday. Put a big W on the thumbnail today. I'm looking for some branding ideas, because all I've been doing since I'm a pretty early riser, just sketching out exactly how I'm going to go about with the Dirk Weekends Sunday Mass walkabouts. And I say because I'm thinking hopefully that it works out, and that it becomes maybe a weekly thing or a bi-monthly thing where I can do it a lot. I did get a gimbal, which is one of these kind of things that you put your phone on and you can walk around. And I obviously got the wrong one because I plugged it in. It didn't have the extension stick on it. And I did so much research. I should have I did ask Oshin what brand he uses, and I did buy that brand, which is called DJI. But I returned it yesterday because it's definitely wrong. So what I'm doing right now is, I can get them in like a day or so. I'm looking at all the different options for what I don't want to get one that's just going to be an easy fix. So I've been looking at a bunch of different ones just to see. This one was a mid-priced one. You know, I can't go crazy and spend a ton of money because this is my day job now. And it's like, I don't have like crazy money to burn on stuff. Hopefully I will in the future to get stuff that's better for the channel. So it's small baby steps as we go. But I think that the one that I picked was probably just a little under what is necessary for the job. And I was looking at all the different destinations and things. And once again, if you send your ideas and destination plans, I'm asking everybody who watches the show, and I'll be asking all the Patreons as well. Where do you want me to go on this? And you know what? Listen, it doesn't have to be New York City proper. I could take a train ride somewhere. One of you beautiful bastards asked me to go up to the Cloisters, which is, I know I was there, but I'm going to say it was probably about 30 years ago when I was a kid, probably. I'm assuming because I have memories of it, but not so clear. And I'd like to go there. That's a train ride. I don't mind taking a train journey. That's fun too. Part of the fun is the journey, train stations and trains and getting a coffee here or a drink there or whatever. I don't drink alone, so I probably won't be doing that unless somebody, maybe one of you guys will want to come along with me on one of these amazing little. We'll have to come up with a cool name for them. Everybody calls them walkabouts. We'll call them Bashtabouts. Maybe we'll do a thing where people tell me when they're available and they're in New York City, and maybe we could go do that. And I'll take a basher with me and we'll go on one of these fun little sojourns, so to speak. That might be fun too. Nick Sisto is here. Hello to you, Nick Sisto. Hudson Harvey, it's great to see an email from you with the World's Shortest Street, and we'll be featuring that on the show tonight in the Bastards, the Gallery of Bastards. E. Stewart Hall is here. While we like watches, it's the people that we love. What a tagline that is, E. Stewart Hall. Thank you. We do like watches. I like watches a lot. It's funny. When you get that watch that you love and you've wanted for a long time, Speedy, Milgauss, all those stuff, and you put it on their special events. And then there's other things, like when somebody sends you a watch that you didn't expect, and you're like, I wear this all the time. I do. And I wear Tobster's Seiko all the time too. I also feel like if I wear it on the subway, nobody's going to look at me crooked and maybe try to mug me, because it's the summer months, so there's no big long sleeves, there's no hiding the wrist candy. So I've gotten so many compliments on the Tobster watch. And then all the kids, I have a little school, like it's this little Chabad school in the middle of my block. And the kids are always outside. And every time I walk past there, everybody goes, Charlie Brown. They call me Charlie Brown now because they always see me with this. And one kid grabbed my wrist and he goes, is this the kind that lights up? And I was like, yeah, just push the crown. I mean, it's really very, very endearing. So yeah, while we all like watches, it's the people that we love. Agree. And especially the people that we love and watches. Melly C says that indeed. Hey, Mr. Mustang Rick. Mr. Mustang Rick. What movie was that where the guy kept going, Mustang Sally? Some comedy movie. The guy kept breaking into that. I liked your watch movement stuff. Thanks, Hudson Harvey. I had so much of it planned yesterday. I had this whole big crazy. Let me go find the file real quick. Like I actually did like a couple of hours of homework, which is so ridiculous that I did that. But where did I do that? I also wanted to I will get into a little bit of some speedy action post Tuesday, because one of our dear Lord H wants to get a birthday Speedmaster. So I was thinking about maybe we could all look through a couple of the Speedmasters. Obviously, it's going to be the 145012 because that's the model that was around when he was born. And there's actually some pretty good deals on those things. They really do exist. I mean, they're 321 movements. They're beautiful watches. They have applied logos and all of that stuff that we Speedmaster junkies love. I mean, listen, the Professional has a printed logo, and that's nice and fine. And like some Rolexes have printed logos, but like, you know what? I have the Coronet on my Milgauss. Like it's there, and it's it's applied logo. Those little finishes like that, I really love. But I'm also a purist, so I like Hesselite, but you know, in order for the applied logo on the base model, you have to go with the sapphire crystal, which is not really, nobody can see that anyway. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody can see that. Melly C says the Charlie Brown looks great. Thanks so much. Hudson Harvey says drinking a Glen Farclad 10-year-old tonight. Wow, that sounds fancy. I wish I knew more about. Oh, he reiterated Glen Farclas. That sounds very Scottish. If it's not Scottish, it's crap. Do you remember that skit from? You probably didn't get it all the way over there, but Mike Myers, famous of Wayne's World, had a skit where everything was Scottish. He had a store that they only sold Scottish items, and their tagline was, "If it's not Scottish, it's crap," which I thought was funny. Jade's here. Slay her. Evening. Bashers. Evening to you, Jade. Andy Dufresne. Long Island, the Hamptons. All doable. All, anything that's a train ride, couple, an hour or two away. The Hamptons, that's a little far. The Hamptons is kind of a bore, man. Like a lot of fancy shopping, Gucci, Fiorucci, Prada, all that shit is out there. And it just looks like Rodeo Drive or, any high street, but with a beach nearby. I mean, if I was staying at somebody's gaff, it would be a different story. That would be cool. Easy E is here tonight with the first super chat of the night, the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, kiddo. What will we give you for that? Let's give you the gong. Thank you so much, Easy E. Dean says, talk about watches, Dirk. Don't be influenced by the numbers. No, it was such a dramatic drop off. And we were having such a little nice chat. I review every show. I watch every show back while I'm doing something else or prepping for tomorrow's show, just to see, listen, this is a learning game for me. I'm still learning to do a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying to take cues, and I'm not going to get so worried about that at all. But I was like, holy crap, a lot of people just bailed the second I started talking about movements. And I was like, maybe I could find a better way to make it more interesting. That was more of my take on it, as opposed to don't do it at all, which I'm not going to do that, because we all are pretty much still watch collectors, most of us, right? Hudson Harvey says the commitments. Was that it? Mustang Sally? No, it's I just got it. It's extras. It's the guy that the guy that's the other working actor that's always in Stephen Merchant's office, and he always says, "Oh, give the job to Barry then," and he goes, "Mustang Sally." That guy's an amazing actor. Whoever he is, he's great. Extra is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Ray says, make Walkabouts into a treasure hunt. Ray, how very interesting. Just a suggestion. Mustang Sally move is okay. So that's it. It must have been in there also, but I was thinking about that actor who played Barry on Extras. That's a very interesting thing. A treasure hunt. I'd have to confer with all my smartest friends and figure out exactly how we would pull that off. How would we do a treasure hunt? So would I not know where the treasure is? Or would I know where the treasure is and you guys in your comments? That's the other thing that I have to think about. Now, who has information? I mean, I asked Asheen already, and he's very busy editing his stuff. Has anybody ever done any of these phone things with those, fancy gimbals that do shots and stuff like that? I'll show you what they are. I'll just show you. Why not? And if anybody has any information on these, it would help out tremendously. Yeah, here we go. I'll just show you the one I got and the one I got rid of, because it was like this. I had no idea it didn't have an extension on it, which really and truly sucked, because I was like, well, how am I going to get cool shots, group shots or stuff like that? I just don't want to point the camera ahead or at myself. That would be crappy, wouldn't it? Entire screen. Where am I? It's a tab. It's a Chrome tab. There it is. Yeah. Does anybody know about these things? So here they are. This is the brand I'm going to get. The one I got, I don't see it here. Oh yeah, that's the one I got. The DJI Osmo Mobile, and it was great. It has all the features I could possibly want, as far as I know, because I'm going to have to spend two days. I'll go out and just do a bunch of stuff. and it didn't have an extension, so like it just stays there. And then if I just go for a little bit more, where's the other one? Oh yeah, this is it. The Osmo Mobile 6. I'm learning, this is a whole new thing for me. See, this is cool because if you look at that, it's got like a the other one's got the same kind of controls, except that this thing right here pops up, so it goes up like 3 feet or 4 feet, so you can get better shots. Obviously, I'll get better at it as I go. So the first one will probably be just more fun for where I'm going and what's happening and stuff like that, and whatever you guys want to see. And I also have to get into interaction with how I'm going to do the chats as well, because don't wear polarized sunglasses. I know that, because then you can't see the screen. um so I have to just figure out hitting direct sunlight. I'm just gonna have to, there's gonna be some trial and error, because obviously you guys can also say, hey, I heard there's a great restaurant or a great bar, or could you go, if I'm at the One World Trade Center, could you go to Ellis Island or whatever. It would be fun to do things like the way this show runs. You guys, steer me in another direction. That would be really fun too. And I don't mind doing something like that. Uh, Dean with the 199 pound super sticker. Super sticker. Dean and Rufus with a super sticker as well. Thank you, Rufus. And who is that playing the bass guitar? Is that you playing the bass guitar? That's very, very cool. Believe me, it all adds up and makes Dirk get a better gimbal. Uh, Vasilio says difficult to handle. Well, I heard it's not, but this one, so I loaded it up. I put my phone on it. I went outside and I started goofing around. And then when I went to see how I could strap for like 10 minutes, I'm trying to figure out how to get the camera to go up. And then I realized it didn't have it. I was like, that is such a game changer, because without that, I'll just be stuck into like straight ahead or straight at me. Whereas with the thing, it'll go straight up and I can get aerial shots, or over, over the bow of a ship, or over the, here's the thing I was thinking about. So I was thinking about for the first one, which I'm still tentatively, I'll announce it, soon, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to try it on this Sunday. And I thought, because you guys have all made some really nice connections and some suggestions as well, and a couple of you said you wanted me to go to the Bulova Museum, which is in the Empire State Building. I was like, well, I could kill two birds with one stone for the first whatever hour and change. Go to the Bulova store, go see what the history, see, hopefully that's really cool, and then go upstairs and go to the observation deck and take a nice big panorama of New York. Maybe get a coffee up there, or whatever amenities they have available. I haven't been up to the top of any of those buildings in ages. Last time I went was One World Trade, and that was right before the pandemic, I think. Uh, and that was kind of, there was no outdoor anything. I remember I met some German tourists on a flight home from Germany a million years ago, and they wanted us to go to the actual Trade Center, the actual one. And we went and we were out on the roof, and it was an amazing experience. And I have lots of photographs. It's really beautiful. It was a beautiful place. And I'm glad I got to do that, because I never went back. And then I would have never have done it had I not met these wonderful people. And we kept up for a while. This was pre-cell phone. And I actually went through and I looked at her correspondence. I have some lovely letters from her. And I wrote her a letter, old-fashioned style, mailed it and put it in the mail, par avion. And I did that. We'll see, Uh, 209 says, they are great when you're walking or moving. A lot of Twitch streamers use gimbals. Yes, they do. And I think Sheen uses the one. I got to ask him which model he has. I totally don't know which model he has, but the one that I had was called the SE. And then I was like, the SE is kind of like the cheap iPhone too, but it looked like it had all the same features, and it does. And it has a way better battery life than the model that's a little bit ahead of it, but it doesn't have that stick, which I think is really shitty. Yeah. Hitesh C. Hey, Hitesh C. Sorry I joined late, but this might have been talked about already. How about walkabouts in a different area of Newark? Doesn't have to be live. Yeah, well, then it requires editing, and that's, I mean, I'm kind of like a live channel, and maybe I'll be doing like shorts or things like that, edits from videos. But I love the live experience where I get to interact with you guys individually as we go. I love that thing because other than that, it's just like putting a record out, putting a record and hoping somebody watches it. We have a connection where we talk, and it's pretty great. By the way, Hiteshi, we do have a connection because I sent out that second CD. I'm sorry it took me a couple of days. I sent that out this morning. So where is it? Here it is. It went out this morning. There it is. To your beautiful city. I sent a couple of the when I sent out all my CDs and Laverne cards. Some of you guys, I mean, 99% of you got them, but Fergal didn't get his, and Hitesh didn't get his. So I sent Fergal's out last week or 10 days ago, and Hitesh, I finally sent that out for you this morning. And I apologize for that. I just had so much stuff to juggle around here. It's been crazy, absolutely crazy. But you would think, considering that you're practically in the United States, it should have been there long ago. Dean says, so what is the 5G like in New York for streaming? Pretty damn good. I don't my internet outside of my house is better than it is in my house. I have a 1 gigahertz download speed here, and that's great, but I have pretty 45 or 50 upload because that's the max I can get with the company that I use. If I switched companies and went for full duplex, like 1,000 up, 1,000 down, I'd have to rewire everything, and I'm not doing that. And plus, I don't get along with you know who, so having people here would be kind of a pain. As long as this stream behaves itself, I'm good. But out in the street, dogs are all around, the cats are all in heat out in the streets. Uh, as long as that works, I'm fine. Out on the street, I don't seem to have a problem with my phone doesn't drop. I'm with the AT&T network. I know a lot of people here use Verizon, and you guys have, doesn't, everybody's got their own. We have the United States is so far behind in cellular connectivity compared to Europe and other countries. You guys all adopted GSM early on, and America had this war between something called CDMA versus GSM. So people who had GSM could just go to London or New York, London, Paris, Munich. Everybody talk about you get a new SIM card and just pop it in your phone and you'd be good to go. And then the people who had the Verizon phones or the what did I say they were called, CDMA phones, couldn't, and they'd have to do something else. But there's a standard here now that's digital SIM, so it should work. Your phones work everywhere. I've had no problems. I don't know. People love to go, I love Verizon. I had Verizon years ago and I thought they sucked, so I got rid of them. Franco Fiore, grazie mille. He upvoted. Thank you so much. Just, if you can upvote for the show, it helps the algorithm out a lot. I don't know why the YouTube algorithm doesn't seem to care or notice me. We have a great show every single weekday with the same beautiful, wonderful faces and stuff. I mean, it's a community of wonderful people. And, we don't get any hate mail or hate streams or any of that stuff because there's plenty of that crap out there. We're not about that. And you would think that YouTube would love to put out, a suggestion to people who are looking for nice people or a good chat or, honesty and stuff like that. But no, they want to see, I hate him. You know what? All the ones I get, and I don't know why. I get a lot of rock and roll stuff. I get a lot of watch stuff. But recently I've been getting these Movado ads. Man, I don't know who has got I'm going to find it. I want you guys to see this because I don't give a shit. Who cares? Who cares? Every single commercial I get is for this new fucking Movado watch. Let's see. There it is. Every commercial is that. every 5 minutes. First of all, it's a quartz watch. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like $700 or $800. I was like, what? Movado's always been a brand that I never really understood. Uh, you know, what exactly is that? They're like these very thin watches. They're not unattractive. They are certainly not unattractive. They are rather attractive. The dial is beautiful. The bracelet's very Gerald Genta looking. But what are they? They're not precision watches. They're not tool watches. I guess they're fashion watches. And I know that's a dirty word. Fashion watch is a dirty word because you'll see. I went to the birthday party a couple of weeks back. I wore my Milgauss. This guy had a beautiful date just on, blue dial. Oh, it was gorgeous on the Jubilee. And this other guy was like, "What about this?" And it was like a Michael Kors gold, spray painted gold. And he was, but we didn't say anything to him because he was so into it. And I'm like, I don't want to be a dick and rain on somebody's parade if that's what they like. That's nice. It's shite. It is. But when somebody loves something, I have so many crappy guitars in my house. I have very few great instruments. I have one great instrument that does not belong to me, and that belongs to Sheen O'Malley, and I use it, and it's fantastic. It's a Rickenbacker 4001 bass from his birth year. I have an amazing Telecaster. I have an amazing Gibson. I have two really nice Fenders, and then I have these Japanese student guitars, which I am madly in love with. Are they the best quality in the world? No. Are they really beautiful? Not exactly. Do they play well? I think so, and I love the way they sound. And I don't have like a fancy Gibson or Martin guitar. The best. Apparently the best acoustic guitars in the world are either a J180, J200 Gibsons or one of those beautiful Martins. And I don't really have much of a desire for them. I kind of have everything I want. I mean, Gibson makes this one guitar that I think is really nice. It's small, it's a parlor, and I like it. But when somebody goes and shows you something with pride, smile at them and say, "That's beautiful." Because it's not necessary to go poo-poo or say, "Ugh, are you kidding me? We're wearing Rolex. What are you wearing?" That's cunty, and that's not cunty in a fun way. So you know what I mean. Ray, you hide a piece of merchandise, for example. Each location gives the next clue. Oh, that's interesting. Ray, why don't you send me a detailed prospectus, and we'll work on that, because that's not a bad idea. But like in New York City, I'm going to hide it and somebody's going to steal it. You know that. Because this town ain't good anymore. I don't know what happened in New York. Ooh, but not looking good. All I got to say is not looking very good. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Walkabout. Link for Jenny Agutter. Jenny Agutter. She is in Logan's Run. That's funny. Do they have walkabouts in is that what the Sandmen do, go after people with walkabouts? Jenny Agutter was she not the lead girl? I forget her name in Logan's Run, which is a very fun sci-fi movie if nobody's ever seen it. Everybody lives in this paradise under a dome after the Third World War, and we blew each other up. But there's a hitch. You have to die at 30. And everybody everybody has these crystals on their hands, and once they start to blink, that means you're in your last year. And then there's this thing, and it goes, "Welcome to Carousel, Capricorn, year of the Capricorn, life renewal, enter." So these people, it goes by their zodiac. Gemini 6, welcome to Carousel, life renewal. And these people, they put these robes on, and they're in this kind of, what would you call it? It's like a salad spinner, centrifuge, and it starts to move, and then they start to rise up in the air, and then lasers shoot them, and apparently they're going to go and be renewed to the afterlife. It's very religious, but they're being killed. That's just how it goes. Andy Dufresne says, "Go all the way up to the Zeppelin dock." Yeah, I'd need a couple of carabiners and some and a chisel. He's referencing The Empire State Building, which everybody pretty much knows what that is, which is, by the way, dwarfed by about 7 or 8 buildings now. It's like the 8th largest building in New York now. There's apartment buildings that are taller than the Empire State Building, which I think is shitty. I think there should have been a moratorium because I'm very architecturally minded. I think there should have been a moratorium on the skyline. I've said this before, where the Chrysler, and I love how people, this last night, this guy said Chrysler. The Chrysler Building. It's an American word. Chrysler Building, and the Empire State Building would still be the queens of New York, but they're not. You can't even see them anymore. But at the top of the Empire State Building, there was a place for dirigibles, for zeppelins, and it was supposed to be a dock, and then people could get out, but that didn't work out, obviously. And then the Hindenburg happened in New Jersey, and that was the end of airship travel. Come on, upvote 49 in the room. Well, we got 57 in the room. How many upvotes do we have? Let's go take a look. I am getting a little, I have to say, I'm getting a little, I get more people to upvote. How many upvotes? 34. Okay. If you could upvote, that would be great. Only because yesterday I saw that the sub count went down by 4 people, and I was like, what did I do? I listen. I know we've got a core audience here, and we're only inviting the nicest, kindest people in the world, and that's a good thing. We could talk about watches, we talk about your cats, we could talk about all that stuff. It changes daily. Sometimes I prepare things, like today I prepared nothing. I just wanted to have a chit chat with you. But the upvotes really help because it'll keep me, able to do the channel, which is something that, like, this is it now for me, and it's all I do. Unemployment's gone. I'm dancing on the edge. So I'm going full tilt trying to make this channel my life, and like the eventual move. You guys all know the Italy plans down the line. It's not anytime soon, but wouldn't that be a great episode though? Like the move. It would be like a week's worth of storage facilities and throwing crap out and getting on planes and showing the new joint and all that stuff. And it's like, I have that dream in the back of my head. I have this dream that, oh man, I can't wait till I can set up my new studio and the new place in Italy. And like, I don't think we plan on being there completely. Like, I think it would be more of a 50-50 thing for a while. But I think I would probably stay there more than not. But we'll see. But I have that fantasy of down the line, like that series of episodes. Like, it would be a pretty fun. I love to watch this guy called 3 Acres in La Marque. Has anybody watched that guy's show? It's really great, and it happens to be the place in the Provence, the provincia, yeah, that we want to go to. It's where Paul's family's from. Dave, Fahrenheit 451. 50% of the people need to slap the other 50%. Slap, 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 slap. Anywhere Walkabout would be good. Yeah, well, some are going to be better than others, but I want to make them exciting enough because I want your input. That's this channel. That's the Bashers. The Bastards dictate what Dirk does. It's your show. I just hosted. So if you guys say, I want to go get an ice cream at Lemon Ice King, or you know what I mean, or go to a place that you think everybody else wants to see, just don't tell me to get steak or something like that, because I won't do it. Because I won't do it, damn it. Dean says, oh, thanks. Yeah, exactly. Rufus is here. Hey, yes, that was me on the bass Thunder Broom. I finally put some of my old band tracks on YouTube. Hey, cool. Can you send me the links to some of your music? I'd love to hear that. If any of you guys out there have music, I am not a dick. And I'm not an elitist. I used to be quite the elitist asshole when it came to judging music, but that doesn't mean I thought I was so great, because I've never thought I was. So it's, I've always felt like the fraud in the room, always. I'm enamored by other people's great talents, and I'm always interested to see what people are creating. I got a filter, so my water's not disgusting anymore. Man, that water yesterday was freaking terrible. Holy crap. You could even do coffee shops, bars, restaurants that you like to go to. That's a great idea. And I'll grab Easy E, because now he's my, the only bastard I've met on the street. And we went and we had coffee, and we went to Breitling and had the best time. I'll go back to Breitling and film it. How great is that? Because I'm not going to Omega until they kiss me arse. Because you know what? I went in there loaded with Omega knowledge. And, with my, I wanted to get a service. I was ready to do it that day. I had my service pouch. I had everything, all the stuff I needed to do. And she just seemed so disinterested. And I'm very funny like that, Like whenever you see a movie and somebody is, like romantically interested in somebody, but you could tell they're the other person isn't, you should give up immediately because you're going to make a fool out of yourself and it's bad for your soul. It's very bad if you're not wanted, regardless whether or not it's platonic or romantic or whatever it is. You should immediately remove yourself from any of that kind of negativity because you'll only be the one that gets hurt. And I remember walking around in that place was saying, I'm ready to go because Easy E asked if they had the white dial Speedmaster, and instead of just saying, "Oh, we don't have it right now," she's like, "No, we don't have that. The white Speedmaster. Those are only allotted for special customers who have pre-ordered them, and when we get them in." And I said to her, so they're already earmarked for somebody else, and you let people try their watch on?" Just to be a little bit of a dick, because I know if I ordered one, if you want to try on my watch, I want to hand it to you. I don't want her handing it to you because you don't know what kind of skanky bastards were in Omega, and they've got all kinds of cruddy all over their fingers, or what they were doing yesterday or this morning or wherever. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Who knows? It was just such crap. So I would do that. Coffee and watches day. We had a really great time at Wempy, if you're in New York. Wempy, if you're from Queens, you say, "Yo, I went over there to check out some of those watches at Wempy. It was freaking amazing. The girls there were hot, and the watches was smoking. You know what I'm saying? They even have some stuff like you can't even buy nothing there. They just for like display or something. I don't know. I talked to the girl. She looked like I was like, I love one of those Daytonas. She looked at me like I was crazy. She let me try them on though. She would have. That Rolex girl was exquisite, and she would have let anybody try them on. And there was a bunch of Dutoro guys there, and they was like, yeah, I really like that one with the day and the date on it. She's like, the date. The one like Tony Soprano has. Everybody's from Jersey or wherever, and they like Rolex. And then one guy said, where you have Hublot here? Hublot. I know that's the big butt of everybody's joke, but I finally did my deep dive on Hublot, and a watch company that has never brought me any satisfaction or attraction whatsoever. And if you like them, that's fine. Like I said before, but man, I found out what their ethos was, and I was like, this isn't cool. Um, Started in 1980 by a guy that was looking to he didn't have any interest in making fine quality watches. He wanted to make watches that sold. So he created it strictly as a fashion brand. And then, of course, Jean-Claude Biver, who used to be, let's face it, Omega almost went up the creek. Omega's almost went in the toilet completely. Quartz crisis killed so many cats. Rolex was lucky they did the oyster quartz, and that's about it. But so many other brands were quartz. And then when the luxury watch market started to recover, listen, some people, Patek still sells quartz watches, but Omega almost died. And Jean-Claude Biver, who is also a fromager. He makes this cheese that is so, you can't say it's expensive because he does not sell it. He gives it away to family, friends, and select restaurants that he enjoys. Like probably, what's his face is, what's the guy in, what's the number one? Osteria Il Toscana, right? Isn't that what it's called? Right? The one that's is it in Bologna? No, it's in, somewhere in Emilia Romagna. Where is that? He gives it to him. He gives it to some Michelin crazy place. But anyway, that guy, he moved over to Hublot and made that company got an advertising budget together to just sell to a bunch of doiky doiks and dunkity dunks. And he said, well, I watched an interview. He was like, well, guys who liked the offshore, we made the Big Bang because that was our thing. Because the first watch they ever made was the Porthole watch, which was a total rip off of Gerald Genta's original Royal Oak. And I was like, oh, okay. So this watch company never had any serious credibility. It was always a fashion brand. That doesn't make it bad if you like it. I'm just saying, I read all about it and watched all the interviews because everybody makes fun of Hublot all the time. While I don't think they're attractive, I was like, oh shit, that's fucked up. Teshi says, thank you. You're very welcome, baby. On its way to you. Yeah. And Vasilios P. Is that? Oh, that's the brand of gimbals you think I should look at? Okay. ZU, let me write that down on my. Did I ever show you guys this? I wrote a letter to Becky today because I hadn't heard from her in a while, and she sent me some pictures. She made me Laverne stationery, and it says, "Time spent with a cat is never wasted." By Colette. Anyway, so I use this pad every single day because I get to look at my baby doll, who I miss every single day, and it was very special. And I just hadn't heard from her in a while, and I just wanted to say hi because she was so kind to me. CW Watch Enthusiast Farragle, thanks for sending out the second CD package, Dirk. Much appreciated. Replied to your email, feeling better now. Thanks. Yeah, he was feeling a bit under the weather. He had a migraine. Man, when those happen, I don't know what they tell you to do over there, but here they tell you to overdose on caffeine, and they sell this. I don't know if they sell it there because I've never looked in Boots for this or whatever your apothecary is, but Excedrin migraine. It's not paracetamol, or I think it's aspirin with extra doses of caffeine, and it really, really helps. And I hope it's working out. And I'll get tracking for you right away. Hudson Harvey says, did you see Sparks play Glastonbury last year? Can I ask you a question? Why did you ask me that? Did I say that on the show? I tell you guys everything, right? Dude, I can't get off the Sparks fucking thing. I'm on a terrible Sparks tear where I can't get enough of this town ain't big enough for the both of us. I did. Kate Blanchett comes out. Oh my god, that was incredible. The girl is crying in a latte. The girl is crying in a latte. Yeah. It's amazing. Does anybody know who Sparks are? They were this American band, two guys, two brothers, and they're very weird. One of them looks like a robot. He's got like a Hitler mustache, and the other guy is flamboyant and crazy, and he's a freaking amazing singer. They never really made it in the States except for this town ain't big enough for the do. But I think they were huge in England. They played Glastonbury, and Kate Blanchett came out to sing their new single, which was fantastic. Yeah, obviously, I'm back on the chats. YouTube likes the drama. Yeah, my next one tomorrow, I'm going to be like Thursday fights. I can't believe you said that. Yeah, F you, blah blah blah. I've had it with you. What Dirk really thinks. That's what's going to be. You know what I really think? And I'll write like motherfucker and I'll put asterisks in it. And I'll be like, oh my God, YouTube will love that. Or I'll put like streaming wars. I don't know. Give me a good title for tomorrow's show. Here, bastards, give me a title for tomorrow's show, like in the banner for Thursday. It doesn't have to, it's very hard to find a rhyme with Thursday. I've tried. It's not easy. What should I call tomorrow's show? So let's see if the algorithm picks up. YouTube doesn't like me. Dr. Bob's Nightmare says, I only get the Movado ad too. That's all I get, Dr. Bob. That's all. Every single video I watch is that, who bet you it wasn't true. I better not sing that. I'll get in trouble for that. And I should have picked a different key. That's the original key. Movado was cool when it was worn by Sean Penn in U-Turn. I loved U-Turn, Franco. That was a cool movie. That was when he was cool. He's turning into a Johnny Depp too. He made a space adventure show a couple of years ago, and I'll watch anything that's set in outer space generally, and it sucked. And he was very tan in it. I don't like he was wearing orange makeup. He had like Donald Trump makeup on. It looked like he was wearing like an orange cream or saddle, like saddle color. It was very weird. Movado, sure, what I think of as museum watches. Yeah, they do. Like my father-in-law is he's emeritus at the Museum of Natural History, which is a very cool job. He hung out with Neil deGrasse Tyson and stuff like that. And Movado was the official provider for museum watches. Very true. They're sleek and artsy. Yeah, okay, there you go. Scotty H says, I pay YouTube $20 a month for no ads, worth every penny. Oh, are you do? Oh, you do the premium. I'll have to look. It's $20, right? I'm thinking about getting rid of a couple of things that just went up. Obviously, I'm not working a job anymore, and I'm not on the dole anymore. So, $20 is a better deal than like Netflix is like $20 a month now. I'm gonna probably have to unload some of the streaming services for a while that are just a little pricey. And I don't see much on Netflix that I like anymore. I think most of the other stuff is like and also somebody told me get rid of the channels when there's nothing on there that you want to watch. Like I can't wait for Star Trek Strange New World. I think that's coming back sooner than later. We'll see. I don't know. Dean says, I am not a YouTube premium. I have far too many subscriptions, want to pay for another. I've tried VPN to avoid adverts, but I still get them and they suck. Now, here's my solution. I'm with you, Dean. I think I need to get rid of a bunch. I think I need to. I'm not afraid to say that I share my subscriptions with my family, not with others, within my family, because I think that's my legal right to share my password with my family. I think that should be fine. Netflix, Hulu, Prime. Obviously, I have that because I have to have Amazon. That's part of the Amazon circus, and that's fine. And that went up big time. I have what else do I have? I got rid of BritBox. Sorry, English lads. It was just I've seen it. I watched everything. If something new comes on, I loved having BritBox. I love it, and it's actually very inexpensive. It's an add-on to Prime. My sister shares her HBO with me. I share my Hulu with her. I mean, I have a couple that I probably could get rid of. I have to look. I actually don't even know. I have to go look to see what I have. You know, I don't even know. Melly C says, buy and wear what you like. Couldn't be said. Even how did you get the purple heart to match the purple M? Yes. Wear what you want. It doesn't matter. If you like Hublot, that's fine. I mean, I'll look at it. I've never tried one on, but I'll say this. We went past the store and it was loaded with guys. But I did sell a watch at Omega because I'm kind of man of persuasion, a real watch dealer. This guy was checking out an Aquaterra. And he was a very slender Asian guy, very handsome, but he had a very smallish wrist. And I was telling him to go with the smaller size Aquaterra, which was available, and he liked it in that salmony color. I don't know what Omega calls it, sandstone or sandblast. And he said out loud, he goes, I don't know, man. It's between this and that Hublot. And I just grabbed him by his shoulder and I said, darling, people will laugh at you. No one will laugh at this. And look how that looks on you. And his girlfriend goes, it does look beautiful. I said, the other one is going to look like a regulation football on your wrist. And he's like, you're right. And he goes, I'll take it. So I sold a watch while I was there. Not only were they cunty to me, but I sold a watch while I was in there. Dr. Bob's Nightmare Scavenger Hunt's fun. I know. I love this idea. So I'm waiting to get all that information from you know who, Ray. Hey, it's Christian Coleman. I have a Movado from. It's different. Totally different. I knew a guy named Harry Palmer. I'll tell you a very quick story because I have so many. So there was a guy. Once upon a time, there was a guy named Harry Palmer. And he was the vice president of Mercury Records at Polygram Records. And I didn't know him, but my friend Mimi worked at Polygram. So my band had made a record. We got signed to a German record label, and the record was about to come out. And she gave our album, I think it was vinyl, to this guy's secretary. And he called me that afternoon and says, I want to sign your band. And that started the better part of 2 years of our record not coming out, our record getting stopped at customs, a bunch of messy shit all on the promise that this guy was going to sign us. And he was a great guy. I will never dislike him ever in the whole wide world. But he had vintage Movados. I'll never forget this because I've always loved vintage Omegas. And while I wasn't a collector, my uncle had a beautiful old Seamaster, and I remember thinking it was beautiful. And this is before I knew my father-in-law and all that stuff. And he had all these beautiful vintage Movados, and they were gorgeous. They were beautiful. The new ones just look like Macy's to me. They just do. And I wouldn't be so angry if I didn't get all these stupid commercials. Anyway, Harry Palmer, he left like a year later. He left the company, and then we were up Schitt's Creek. DLWC, please show us the cloisters. Yes, I think I will. The cloisters shouldn't be hard. I haven't been there since I was a kid. I will totally do that. I swear. Vasilios P, wish them come true. Yeah. Roar of the Tiger, how you feeling? Roar of the Tiger, are you well? How is your family? Give us an update or send me at Basher. You know where I am. I am at, where am I? Bashtardirk@gmail.com. Send me a line, man. I'll write you back. I write everybody back because, that's what we do here at this joint. Care about you, man. And you've had a tough one. Andy Dufresne, the neighborhood where you were raised. Well, I've been there a lot because I've been in court a lot, having to deal with who, and it's in Jamaica, Queens. And on my Instagram and Patreons, I have done short little videos of the Jamaica Music Building where I rehearsed with Anthrax when I was the singer of Anthrax when they were a nobody garage band. But they weren't a garage band. We were in this building in South Jamaica on Guy R. Brewer Boulevard and Archer Avenue. And wow. Crazy. Actually, I don't think it is Guy R. Brewer Boulevard. I think that's the next block over. I always say that, but I don't think that's it. Union Hall Street. It's Union Hall Street and Archer Avenue. And that building, if you Google map it, it's the building on the corner. It's on the northwest corner. That is where I rehearsed for, I don't know, 6 months or so with this band Anthrax, who went on to be a big famous band and blah, blah, blah. And I met Metallica there and all that shit. Dean, I got 3 months Apple TV with the new, I have Apple TV too, iPad Pro I bought, have been watching the series Masters of the Air. Dude, there's so much great stuff on there. Apple's had some great shows. Do the morning show. It's great. The first series was amazing. Second series is shot mostly in Italy, and it's got Jennifer Aniston and what's his face from The Office, Steve Carell, John Hamm's in the third season. He plays a really, really, really bad guy. Crazy. Grab me and go, baby. I'm there. Yeah, well, I'll definitely, we'll do a coffee watches live stream. Easy. Let's do that. She was aloof. She was a I won't finish the word. I never do. Row of the Tiger. 2 movies shot at the Cloisters: Coogan's Bluff with Clint Eastwood and Looking for Richard with Al Pacino. I've always wanted to see Looking for Richard. I know that he has aspirations of Shakespearean things, and I'm sure he's talking about Richard III, I'm assuming. But yeah, I'd love to see that. They were shot there as well, right? Here's Mimi stopping into upvote. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, it's me. Here's a funny story. Did I ever tell you guys about this? Mimi's sister went to Israel and was working there for a while in a kibbutz or whatever. And she met this guy named Zalman, and he was a musician. And he put out, and I just found the record meme on the vinyl. I have to hook up my turntable. Amazing kind of klezmer rock. And I know every word to every song on that record. And we were talking about it recently. And I was like, what's the name of that? The Stanley Miller Band, right? That's what it was again? I always forget the name of the band. But I found it on vinyl, and Zalman signed it for me. And I love this record because it's klezmer, which is this, Yiddish music. I guess it comes from the Jewish diaspora, but it's very Eastern scale, but it's rock, and it's very, very cool. And I can't wait to I'm going to transfer it to digital because I have that little interface. Actually, I have it. I don't know where it is, but I'll find it and I'll do that. Hey, meme. Hardcore Shutterbug. Nanu Shazbot. Little Mork and Mindy. Oh, I've got pictures of Mork and Mindy if you stick around, because you love cats, because he's got a beautiful cat, and it was Laverne's boyfriend. And sadly, she was a much older woman. And there you go. This is my friend Steve, and he's Hitman's mascot and/or chief photographer and friend. New York, London, Paris, Munich. Everybody talk about Hudson Harvey. Thumping Thursday. Oh no, that was M. Yeah, that's right. I love that. I love what a beautiful gesture the Laverne pad. Whenever some tears up, it elicits physical response in me to automatically tear up, especially my Turks. Don't make me cry, Mimi, because you always can. You have the key to make me do that. And yeah, this came out of nowhere. This just came out of nowhere. She sent me Laverne stationery. It was just the most kindest thing ever in the whole wide world. And you know what? That's why we do the bashers, because everybody's beautiful. Thank you. Thursday drama live. Okay, that's got to be like scandalous for tomorrow's, Dirk promises to bash blah blah blah. Sparks, cool places. Yeah, I've been obsessed with Sparks meme. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Yes. The singer was with Jane Weedland from the Go-Go's for years. He was actually quite beautiful when he was young. Now he just looks like his hair just dyed and weird. Thirsty Thursdays. It's my sister Carrie Kennedy. Send your most smoking pic of yourself from your glory days. That's a great idea. How about everybody send their hottest, most smokingest picture when you could have sold your wares at the town square on Thursday? I love that idea. What do you think? Mimi's like, Carrie. Would kill to get rid of Spectrum. Me too, man. They suck. Interesting, Mr. Bond. Hi, Dirk. How are you? You have been away for a while. Glad you are doing and looking well. Thank you so much. Great chat tonight. Looking great with your. Ooh, well, look at that. Look what he's wearing. Very beautiful. All right. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's amazing. It's a left-hand drive. Look at that. That's amazing. Yeah, it's a left-hand drive, yet it's on your left hand. It would work for me. I wear my watch on my left hand on the show because you guys know whenever I bang into anything, and because I wear my watch on my right hand because I'm a left-handed person, and I now have this big monstrosity that I got several weeks ago, which, by the way, is the best thing I ever did. Thank you, Amazon. Vasilios P. Dun, 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 dun. Ding. Dean says, I have Disney. I have Disney. I have Netflix. I have Netflix. I have Prime. I have Prime. I don't have Xbox, PS5, Nintendo. I don't have Switch, TV. I don't know what any of that is. You have Tidal. Supposedly that's very good. Easiest says, a buddy of mine used to train Clive Davis in his apartment. Train him in what? The ways of l'amour. Said he used to fart during hardcore workouts. Oh, I got stories. A friend of ours used to be Clive's bodyguard, I guess he was. And I have so many Clive Davis stories, but I do an impersonation of Clive Davis, and it's actually pretty good. And whenever they interview Clive, he says, I'll never forget, it was 1967, and I walked into the Troubadour, and I saw this girl. She was ratty, and her complexion was ruddy. Very unattractive girl with a voice made of gold. It was Janis Joplin. Years later, Neil Diamond, he was from Brooklyn, classic journeyman, Bob Dylan, but with pop sensibilities. And then, of course, Bruce Springsteen. And then Whitney. He talks about Whitney. That guy blows more smoke up his own arse. Yes, he signed Bob Dylan. There you go. That's almost as good as the guy who turned down the Beatles. And there's like 5 of those dickheads that turned down the Beatles, which is really funny. Meme says CJ and I were just reminiscing about Harry and the hole in the floor. Oh, shit. We sat next to the spiral staircase to the legal department where Ted Green was. How do I remember that? Because I was in 800 negotiations with SPV and Ted freaking Green. Jesus Christ. Ted. I was like, Ted, they're killing us. My old record company wanted $1 million to let us out of our deal. We hadn't sold a single record. We just had European press. That's how greedy and shitty people were. Meanwhile, we were like given the green light. It was like I was going to be on Russia's label. It's like, fuck, Kiss's label. Crazy. Gene and Paul are standing the stairs wanting us hardworking little people to notice them. Paul's always looking for people. He's like, hey, Mimi, can I get a latte? Mimi, you're looking very nice tonight. Maybe you'd like to go to Studio 54 with me. Masters of the Air. Kerry had mentioned that. She had indeed. I'm going to stop that right there because we got to get to the Bastards Gallery, and I've just been going on and 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 on for hours. So let's start out with, where am I? The Bastards Gallery. It's time for that, dear ones. Got to get that off the channel and go. The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. It's the Gallery of Bastards. Starting out with Watch It's Brian with more shots of his incredible, ladies and gentlemen. It was the first time anybody ever put a picture up of their royal oak. Look at that thing. Holy mackerel. Meanwhile, his wrist looks far more commensurate with a watch of that grace and beauty yesterday, I was like, wow, I can't believe that watch fits you because you have such a big, meaty, manly wrist. But actually, look, it couldn't be a better fit. It's Watch It's Brian. He's got some... Yeah. It's crazy. That is where the Hublot thing happened. They saw the first Royal Oak, which was very small. I think it was was it 34 or 36? It was a tiny watch. And they copied it. That company, it's like, I'm gonna write an album just like Born to Run. See how it does. And then you wind up being, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown or whatever. Beautiful. Watch It's Brian. Look at that beautiful beast. Now, he said it was a blue dial, but it looks black to me. But I guess it's just the lighting. He said there's nothing like sitting around having a cup of coffee and being bashed. Because that's a word. Then we got Ken, who sent us some watches in the wild. He's obviously in China. And sent some very interesting things. This is a double tourbillon by Ruixin. I mean, that's some crazy detail on this watch. I mean, if you didn't know better, you would think that this was probably, $75,000 watch, but it's from China, I think. So you'd have to be worried that it's, and then, okay, so it's got to be expensive then because he's also got Juge Le Coutre. That is, I mean, this has got to be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at that. Christ almighty. See, I do like talking about watches. I mean, Juge Le Coutre is one of the most beautiful dress watches in the world. I used to love the Calatrava. Now I'm so bored by it. Not that I was about to get one. I was like, I was going to pull the trigger on I was thinking about pulling the trigger, and because I don't have that kind of money. But this is way less money, and this is so beautiful. Not that much less, but that is beautiful. Juge Le Coutre. And then this crazy Chinese thing. What does he say this is? Let me read the email. I'll take him off screen so you don't know where he is and who he is and all of that stuff. Because that ain't none of your business. It ain't none of your business. And he recommended A Gentleman in Moscow too, which I got through most of that book because I couldn't watch the show because it was just ridiculously cast. I'm not a big fan of putting people who shouldn't be in historical movies in historical places. I know we're doing all this kind of woke casting and all that stuff, and I know that's a little bit of a hole in my story, but I just think it's incorrect. I think straight guys should play gay guys and gay guys should play straight guys, and of course, there's horrible things like people used to do blackface and stuff like that, but like having a guy with dreadlocks play a Bolshevik, to me, just it's distracting. Doesn't anger me or anything. I'm just like, nobody had dreadlocks in that era. They just didn't. And then there's also some things that the show was doing. Ewan McGregor is great. But there's a lot of stupid stuff in it. The book is far superior. So anyway, where did he say he was? Hold on, let me see. Watches in the Wild. It's a $100 Chinese tourbillon and an $11,000 JLC. So there you go. That's pretty funny. And here's from Jonathan. Killing us, man. Absolutely killing us. Those black and whites will get you every time. That's a big cat, too. Look at the pink nose. Just like Mindy. Oh, they're beautiful. There's nothing better than a sleepy cat. My favorite thing ever. I used to tiptoe across the room because I always wanted to make sure I never woke Laverne up. Always wanted to do that. This is these are Swedish cats, just so you know. They have a Swedish accent. And they are Morris and Jade. And that is from Jonathan Dixon. Thank you, John, and welcome so much. Thank you for sending those on. And here's Becky. I sent her a message, and she just sent me back pictures, which was fine. I just really cared how you were doing, but thank you for sending the Seikos. She's in Osaka, Japan. Amazing. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's on sale. Look at this. Does anybody know how much 81,900 yen is? Because that one is beautiful. That GMT Diver 200 meter, that is sexy. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's sexy too. I love all these GMTs. The Prospect Diver Scuba. Beautiful. Oh, so, these are way more expensive. 72,000 yen. That's beautiful. The solar. Oh, man, those are nice. In Osaka. Should we do the math? Anybody do the math real quick? I can't because I'm not looking at the things. Let me see. 72,000 yen is how much? Oh my God, $459? That's $459? Jesus. Moses. Wow. That's insanity. Oh, and some straps. Oh, these are nice. Look at that. It's 150,000. Look at the prices there. God, it's cheaper to just get on a flight to Japan and go buy some Seikos. Wow. Look at that. That's a nice looking strap. Oh, that's a beautiful dial. 150,000 yen. Look at that. Okay, this is more expensive a little bit. Okay, 150,000 yen is it's $1,000. Okay. All right. Well, okay. That's fair, right? I don't mind that. I mean, because they make high quality watches. So thank you so much, Becky. I hope you're well. It was more of a reach out to say hi and thank you and hope you're doing well and you're in Japan. How cool is that? Melanie is here with you know who. You know who. She's the only person who won a contest based on how cute her kitty was. And it wasn't Mork, but he's beautiful. He's got that "you're annoying me" dilated pupil thing, which is crazy. Oh, yeah, he's like, okay, I'm not quite sure what you're up to right now. Oh, Mork. I mean, come on. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Mindy. When we call that the cat under the car look, because whenever you see a stray cat, and Glaucus, our Glaucus, who looked just like Mindy, I caught him under a car like that. That's when they're trying to get maximum warmth. Look at you, you beautiful lady. She even has like a beautiful birthmark on her nose. Thank you, Melly C. Thank you, Mork and Mindy. We love you guys. Hudson Harvey sent some pictures about the world's shortest street. How interesting is that? And there's just one address on it. Look at that. Look at that. It's in Wick, Scotland. And it's one address. Look at that. Is that it? Wow. And look, they're measuring it, right? In meters. I was watching comedians in cars getting coffee, and for some reason he had Christoph Waltz on there, who is very funny, by the way. And he was in a hardware store, and he's like, I'm trying to get something for the house, but the inches are driving me crazy. And Jerry Seinfeld goes, well, we tried to do the metric thing, but everybody's head exploded. which is true. I remember when they tried to switch us over to metric. But we spend so much time in Ireland, though. It's pretty easy. Like I do Celsius to Fahrenheit, no problem. And meters, once you know how much a meter is, you can do that in your head pretty quickly. And Al Benedetti with the very last of the Bastardos gallery tonight with his beautiful Citizen with that dial. That mustard dial is crazy. Very, very, very Oyster Perpetual in its design. Look at that. That is beautiful. It's like a president bracelet. I love that watch, man. It's beautiful. Oh, it's flat on the top, too. Look at that. That's very gentle. Like, that's very AP-like. Very pretty watch. Looks great on your big hairy paw there, man. Looks good. That color is great. That looks great. Look at that. And it's perfect for the sunset, too, man. Thank you so much for that. That's really terrific. Thank you. And that, my friends, is the gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Easy E says, Easy says, very thoughtful gift, talking about the steno pad. Thank you so much. Easy also says, Disney Pixar, you need stat for voiceovers. So good. Yeah, I did a lot of cartoon voiceovers. I have a pretty extensive reel for this, the Cubo network. If you go on, well, I'll show you. Hold on, I'll find it. Cubo. What was I on? Night Owl. Let's see. Is this me? Probably. I think so. Let me show you what I got. I did a bunch of stuff back in the day. I haven't done it in about 10 years. This is the short version. Here's the long one. I see what I watched already. Oh yeah, this is one. Go to motionarray.com and enter a world with over 2 million creative assets to bring your vision to life.
Hey kids, time for Cubo to go to sleep. Sweet dreams.
Well, look who's here.
Now it's time for the all-new Cubo Night Owl.
Wonderful idea.
With the coolest animation that brings out the kid in all of us. It's Cubo's Night Owl, and it's here for you.
I did a bunch of those. There's like 100 of them on there. I did so many of them back in the day, and it was fun. I love doing voiceovers because I love to do a lot of characters. And I did this, the Cubo Night Owl guy was this guy. But I also did this owl like that. And I did a kid voice, and I had the He-Man guy. I did so many of them. It was fun. What is that on your head? It's headphones. Or are you talking about in the gallery of Bastards? Roar the Tiger. Neil Diamond's first record is Cherry Cherry was on the Bang label. Yes, it was, along with Rick Derringer's band, the McCoys. Yeah. Cherry Cherry. Neil Diamond is one of my favorite artists of all time. Name a more useless compilation for a wristwatch than the Tourbillon. I agree. Don't get Tourbillons at all. As a matter of fact, they kind of give me the Scavazzo. I don't know what it is about Tourbillons, but I'm freaked out by them. I don't like that open heart look. I don't like it at all. Easy says I did it for so long, but I just never, like, it's impossible. Here's how it worked out. My dear friend, Louisa, she was a producer for TV. I probably did 100 commercials. I probably did, like, cartoons for this Cubo network. If you go on Cubo, Night Owl, it's all me. He-Man, She-Ra, Masters of the Universe. And it paid very well, and I loved doing it. It's just that all of a sudden, John Hamm and Richard Thomas and all the celebrities started getting it, and then all the voiceover people started getting killed. Believe me, I would be sitting here all day doing it. I love voice acting. It's the most fun. I even tried to get into the Audible thing, reading the books, like, and his hooves did clap like thunder. I would love to do that. Anybody work for that? I'll do it today. Al Benedetti just got home from work. Better late than never. Looking forward to replaying the show. Upvote, everybody. Thank you to you, Al Benedetti. You're a Patreon, a scholar, sir. Easy Mimi. Used to have contact, but he passed. Yeah, everybody I know is passed. Watch It's Brian. Hey, we just looked at your beautiful watch on your beautiful wrist. Upvote, you bastards, you. Dave Fahrenheit 451. Do Swedish cats eat Swedish fish? I don't know. Do they? Easy says $523. We're talking about those Seikos. Yeah, it's around 750. Absolutely. Seiko always saves their coolest watches. So does Omega. Omega's got crazy watches in Japan, stuff that we've never even seen before. And I said I was gonna. I know we went really long tonight with the chitter chatter, but I also wanted to help out our one of our dearest on finding a 1967 Speedmaster for him. That's not gonna put him in the poorhouse. All of that stuff. Easy says Soup Nazi was great. One of the very greats. They were mostly all great. Mark Wild, where you been? Just finished the mother of all shifts. What do you do? Where are you? Late attendance. It's okay, Mark. Welcome back. It's great to see you. Easy E says, Senile has over Senile has over 2 dozen Porsches across 2 blown out brownstones on the west side for many years. I mean, you talking about Jerry? Jerry has a lot of Porsches. I'm crazy. Al Benedetti with the 199 super sticker. What do we got going on for that? It's going to be this, baby. Thank you so much. Ricky McIntyre, walk 5 block today. Good. Oh, you did fantastic. Baby steps, baby. Baby steps. I was just talking to an old friend of mine who I reached out to over a month ago, and she was one of my best patrons at the bar that I worked at for many years, and I hadn't heard from her in forever. And I was like, I want to hear from you. She had bypass, and she finally got back to me, and she's living at her sister's house, and she's walking every day, and she's doing really, really well. So please take care, Ricky McIntyre, and do that, please. Everybody's rooting for you, my friend. Get back to full strength. Easy. Can you do Jim Carrey's Fire Marshal? Billy cracks me up. I'd have to look at it a couple of times before I could do it. Easy E with the super chat. Great time tonight and a single piece of Toy Shirt. Oh, did you go and get a single piece of? So we both love great chocolate. So he took me to his favorite chocolates here, and I took him to mine. I took him to Toy Shirt, and like 4 pieces of Toy Shirt is like $35. It's rape. It's chocolate rape. It's the most disgusting thing anybody could possibly do. But I got the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate champagne truffles, and they are some kind of crazy chocolate pornography. And I hadn't had them in a while, and they're right in Rockefeller Center. So it's in the most expensive touristy part of New York City and all that stuff. And then what's the name of the place you took me to again? It's Italian. And it's very popular over there. We got chocolate bark that was out of this world, and it was much, much better deal than the other joint. I got a piece of chocolate that was like this big and it was $4, whereas the 4 freaking truffles cost me $32.50 or what, $35. Crazy. It starts with a V, like Venite or Venete. What is it called? I don't know. Anyway, I owe you mini chat. And please upvote. 62 people in the room. How many do we have how many upvotes do we have, kids, going on today? And today my family got my 39 Jubilee to celebrate out of the hospital. Got you a tutor. Oh my God, that's beautiful. So happy. Can we have pictures? Send pictures as soon as you can for the Bastards Gallery. Magic Mike says, come on, Kirk. Well, he meant Dirk. Sing Magic Touch again from Paul. How about a different Paul song? I sang Magic Touch for you yesterday. I'll wait. Dum 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 dum. That's where he took us. He took us to Ladacher. So it wasn't Italian, it was German or Austrian or one of those things. Hey Magic Mike, how about something from Paul Stanley's solo album? I love that. It's my favorite Kiss record, Paul's solo record. I absolutely love that. But I'm a legend. I don't remember exactly the best song. That's from the Killers, Kiss Killers. That is I'm a Legend Tonight, Down on My Knees, and the best is Nowhere to Run. That's the best song on that. That's the best song. Just Post Creatures. That went out. Did that go out permanently? No, it didn't, right? I'd have to go look at that. I've been up and down, I've been all around, I've been hypnotized, almost paralyzed. But late at night, I still need you just the same, just the same. I've been a gambler, but I'm nobody's fool, and I sure know something, sure know something. Melly C says Shandy, because you're from outside this country. Shandy is a worldwide success story all around the world. I love Shandy. Great song. Nowhere to Run. That's so high, right? Nowhere to Run. I'm not gonna even attempt it, but I haven't listened to A Legend Tonight in a long, long time. Anyway, great song, Learning to Fly. You talk about the song by Pink Floyd? I am not the biggest Pink Floyd fan post the final cut, because I just think as much as I love David Gilmour, he is a songwriter, not. And his wife, Polly Sampson, is not a lyric writer at all. Listen, for whatever you think about Roger Waters, that guy wrote all the best songs in that band. And, yes, they've got great guitar playing, great solos, all that stuff. I love David Gilmour. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. But those records are not good. They're kind of crappy. I drink shandies, right? I drank shandies when I was 6 at the bar. Anyway, guys, kids, children of all nations, send me titles at Basherdirk@gmail.com for tomorrow's show. It's got to be scandalous. It's got to be algorithm breaking. It's got to sound, and I'll make a cool thumbnail that you give me your vision, and I'm going to make the thumbnail and all that stuff. I want to thank all my beautiful Patreons. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Lassick. I'll do it like Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Jim Lassick, Andrew Wolkowicz, Gomoto Soto, Nick Sisto, Complicated Time, Fergal McDermott, Nathaniel Hannon, and Dana O'Malley. We've got Lord Scotty H., Gene McKenzie, Al Benedetti, Angelo Minichello. Who else, Paul? We've got Gasman 308, Danny L., Dave Fahrenheit 451, Dave Fitzsimons, and Lady Wrench Martin. That's who. How about back to you, Gene? So I want to thank all you people, and thank you to Easy and Rufus and Dean and Al Benedetti and Easy again and Dean again for all your wonderful super chatting things. Every little bit helps me out. I'm going to start this thing. If you guys have any suggestions for the up and coming walkabouts, the Dirkabouts, the Bashabouts that I'm going to start taking on Sundays, give me your ideas. Send it to Bashtards@gmail.com. You know where I am, Bashtards@gmail.com. Thank you so very much. Dr. Bob's Nightmare wants to know, I first heard of Anthrax in late 88. When did you do the vocals? I never recorded anything with them. I was in that band in 1982. So I was 17. No, I was 16 years old. And no, I wasn't. It was earlier than that. It was 81. So I was a kid. I rehearsed with them when they were doing like Black Sabbath covers, Heaven and Hell, Neon Nights, Iron Maiden, Scorpions. My audition songs were Princess of the Night by Saxon, Another Piece of Meat by the Scorpions, Judas Priest was Hellbent for Leather, and the other song was Swords and Tequila by Riot. That was one of my audition songs. And we did it at a place called Montana in the city. And then we moved. They were already in the Jamaica Music Building. And that is where I auditioned for Anthrax. And for that, you get a super chat. That's the super chat husband. Where's my banner? Oh, shit. Hold on. Did I not do it at all today? Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You were in Anthrax. He got really mad at me for when I did press for my band and I said I was in Anthrax. Who stop saying you were in my band? I'm like saying, stop calling yourself Scott Ian. Whatever. But anyway, that was a long time ago because I'm in his book. He made a book called I'm the Man, and there's pictures of me in it, and it's really, really funny. And it was like we went to see Iron Maiden and the Rods and some other thing. I always knew that guy was going to be famous because he had drive and vision. And I didn't know what kind of music he was going to play because I didn't know what he was doing. But then when Metallica moved in upstairs, And I heard that music because then at that point, these two guys I knew were in the band because I was already out of the band by the time Anthrax showed up. I heard that band playing. I said, "What is that?" He goes, "It's the future." And then they immediately started sounding like that, which was really, really crazy, you know? So anyway, Kitties loves all of you. Bastards, Bastardos, thank you so very much. I love doing this show for you each and every day. And I thank you for the support, the endless support that you give me for this show. You guys truly make it a great community. And, just a couple of little things for you to remember. Hold the door open, say please and thank you. And always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always know what that person's going through. They might be having a bad day, or else they're just a cunt.